Greetings! Hello. Welcome, friends. How you doing? How's everybody doing today? Let me know if the mic is still having issues. I don't have the flannel on over stuff. Actually, let me do that. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Let me know if the mic's alright. I don't have the flannel on now, so it's probably not going to be bumping up against it. So we'll see how that works. But yeah, hi, hello, how you doing? uh, anyway. So, yeah. Okay. From the sounds of it, or, well, from the looks of it, you guys are on, but I'm not hearing anything. So let me just... yes! Because the tab's muted. Because I was doing Twitch things, and then decided to use the same tab for Discord, and forgot to unmute it because, like, yeah. Anyway, we're back. It's fine. Everything's fine.
And it says you're live, but also this video is unavailable, error 5000.
What?
So I'm going to try refreshing.
Okay. It would help if I was actually, looking at the proper stream instead of something else that just decided to be up.
Okay, we have video.
Yay for tech stuff. Woo, so fun. Anyway.
If there is a stream that does not start with Chaos Brownies, like, be suspicious and afraid.
Basically, yeah. Basically, that's about the size of it. Yeah.
Okay, if we're done with the troubleshooting portion of the evening, we're going to mute while we get cozy again.
Yeah, no, that's fine. We're good. So yeah, the blanket shenanigans is this so far. So we'll see what happens. I've done 3 rows of the teal that you can't kind of see because the light's funky right now, but like the darker one right here, and this is all that's left. So I think I'm gonna need some more. Just a hunch, but yeah, it's the same thing. But yeah.
Are you doing that every day? Yeah.
I'm doing 1 row a day on that.
Ambitious.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. Oh, yeah. Well, so far, I've gotten like at least 2.5 of the dragon eggs. Get over here. Like 2.5 of the dragon eggs out of one Lion Brand mandala skein. So there's that. Like there's a little bit left for the third one. So
Oh, it's a pineapple. Hello, pineapple.
exactly. Yeah. And
It could also be an intersex flag pineapple egg thing.
it could.
Yeah.
I mean, the one over there, it's pink and purple and has some blue bits, sort of. So it's kind of the bi flag. So it's sort of like bi adjacent flag. Fine.
It is an artistic interpretation. We just call it the bi flag, and it will be fine.
Exactly. But yeah, I figured with the trial and the other shenanigans happening and whatever in the book context, busting out one of the shirts I got as a wintertime gifty thing from my mom was apt, because crafting because murder is wrong.
Wait, what? Because murder is wrong. We can't see more than there's like a cat somewhere on your
Got it.
shirt.
Crafting because murder is wrong.
Ah, yes.
Yeah. I just got a little kitty who's making another little kitty, and it's cool. Anyway. Yeah.
But sometimes murder feels so right.
I mean, contextual, yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Context matters.
Exactly. Like,
Speaking of context, while we're... Unless you want to continue with your thought, because we can hold ours.
No, you're good. What's up?
Okay. We actually went looking for books with an androgynous main character, like a main character who identifies as androgynous.
Mm-hmm.
And we ran smack headfirst into this wide general misunderstanding that seems to exist of, well, if my character sometimes decides to present as the opposite sex, sometimes decides to present as female, and then other times to present as male, identify.
Yeah.
Then this qualifies as androgynous. Just like, no. This is gender fluidity, and gender fluidity is fab, but this is not androgyny. Androgyny is both at the same time.
Like, it's cool, but that word doesn't mean what you think it means.
Exactly.
Like, I appreciate the representation, but also, that's not it, dude. Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we have yet to find a book that has an actually androgynous main character. Just putting that out there as a challenge for anyone in the masses who would like to step up.
That would be good. Also, just a thing, are you hearing like a static crackle on your end at all, or is that just my headphones? Because like my sound system goes
Yeah,
weird
there's
sometimes.
a little bit.
Okay, good to know. But yeah, no, that
You could try turning on the crisp noise suppression on your end on Discord and see if that fixes that.
wait, that's a thing.
That's a thing.
Why is that a thing?
But looking at the mobile, which is probably completely different, but when we have the little voice chat discussion tab part popped up, there's the add somebody and then headphones, and then that third symbol over that's like a bunch of lines that would be crossed out right now. That's the one you want to tap to turn on the noise suppression.
I see the invite button. But I'm not seeing that. I know in the audio settings and stuff, there's what was it? There's echo cancellation, automatic gain control, and noise reduction. Is that what you're talking about? The noise
Yeah,
reduction
what
one?
do you have on the voice processing? Do you have noise suppression turned on?
No. No, I'm not seeing a noise suppression one. I have the echo cancellation and the gain control, but
Interesting.
let's see what
I
noise
guess the
reduction does. Okay, wait one sec. Doing the thing. Exit that. Okay. What does that do?
it makes your voice a little quieter and flatter. And talk some more.
Okay. Testing the noise reduction thing.
Still a little bit staticky.
Tech. Is it better though?
It's a little better.
It's a little better. Okay. Alright. We'll go
I'm
with
surprised you don't have the same options that we do.
it might be. Wait, let me just see. Well, I have the thing to do it. Something. Open it and it's on a random page. Okay. Huh. Yeah, no, it's a thing on the phone, but it's not a thing on the computer. Because Obviously, you would need different settings. Obviously. Because that makes total sense. Okay.
You're a lot less staticky now. Did you do something different?
Well, I pushed the noise suppression button on the phone.
I think it's helping.
Apparently that does things.
It works! Congratulations, Discord.
It's like, you don't give me the option? Fine, I'll find the back door and do it myself.
The Jerry has been rigged.
Oh. Oh, man. I mean, it's better than, a lot of jury-rigged things that I can remember seeing over the years. At least that one's not someone randomly balancing on a ladder on top of another ladder. So there's that.
Ooh.
Yeah. There's...
I don't think that was run through health and safety. Nope.
Oh, it's even worse. I was watching a video, and it was like one of those commentary videos on random stupid things that people do. And someone had, like, I don't know, strapped 2 ladders together on this side, and then there was, like, a ladder on top of, like, a pile of rocks or something on this side. And then there was a ladder just, like, laid between them. And someone was in the middle of that one cleaning a window.
Okie
Like, and the comment for the original poster was just like, yeah, I'm just sitting here across the street, like, watching this guy do whatever he's doing with some popcorn, and, like, 911 already dialed into the phone in case something happens. Like, fair.
And we appreciate that balance. That
Like, I'm entertained but also concerned. Like, alright, that's a fair assessment of the situation. Alright. So
So on to the book, which has our favorite part in it because we read ahead because it's our favorite part. Because in case you didn't know, we play harp. So
oh yeah, no, harp is one that I've been wanting to do but haven't, and don't know where I would get access to one to play it. I have a violin over there, and I was trying to teach myself how to play it. In a non-traditional manner because I can't do that. But yeah, strings are awesome though, and harps are really
yes, they
cool.
are.
Yeah.
One of the many instruments we would like to conquer is guitar and drums.
Drum?
Cello.
Drum is pretty awesome.
Drums, yeah.
It depends on the type of drum too, because like there's like snare drum with the full kit, and then there's like the talking drums, and there's like bongos, and like any
Well, like,
particulars on that one, or like the taikos, or
if we could get Tycho, we'd have to be like super fit
oh
and
yeah,
like
oh yeah.
all the things. So, maybe that's not gonna happen. We can hope, but
Yeah, taikos are kind of awesome. Okay, one sec.
we'll settle for lay traditional rock band drum kit. Could still make a good old ruckus with that. And apparently they now have setups so you can learn in VR. You're muted.
Yeah, I figured
There you
y'all
are.
wouldn't. I figured y'all wouldn't appreciate having my nose blown in your ear. So,
Okay.
but yeah, no, it's
Good call on that. They're just like, wait, we're not hearing any response. What happened?
yeah, no, we're good on this end. Uh, yeah, no, like drums are kind of awesome though.
When we learned Twinkle Twinkle Little Star left.
Hmm,
As far as
cool.
we got, because parental night shift working, and there is no way to practice violin quietly.
Yeah, yeah, that's. Mm. Admittedly, that's part of why I don't remember how to do it. Because, like, I was trying to learn at one of the JCs, and you have to practice and stuff. And my practice space was like the pantry at home. That's like real close to like the next house over and stuff. And the only time that I had to practice was like sometime. Okay. Is it alive now? Maybe. Do I have to reconnect it? Or is it just gonna do that on its own? Uh,
So
okay. Are we good?
we good.
Okay. Ah! The first round of the internet decided to die horribly.
But was
Lovely.
it at least like Shakespearean about it?
I mean, it was dramatic as hell, so yeah. I figure that qualifies. Okay, yeah, stuff's still there. Is it? Okay, one sec, because I needed to restart my side of the thing. Is all right. Yeah, noise suppression. We should still be good now. All right,
Hey,
all right. Here we go. So, yeah. for anyone not familiar with what we do on Mondays, for anyone coming in or saying this after the fact, we have the fabulous book that we're currently working on for Botany Book Club. Right now it's Juliet Marillier's Wolfskin. In the text, it's like halfway between, like halfway through chapter 9 to halfway through chapter 12 or thereabouts. In the audio, it's 19 to 24. So, there's that. So far we have Evan, who is a Wolfskin and has had like several at this point. Like, I don't know, crises of conscience, I suppose you could say.
Keep Evan.
He's pretty awesome. Summerled, who one of those characters that, like, they might have one redeeming quality once every 5 years on a random Tuesday that's also a blue moon kind of a dude, and the rest of the time is just completely manipulative to everyone.
Once every 5 years on a blue moon.
I figure that's descriptive enough. Like, it almost never happens, and it's almost always in conjunction
The
with.
snark is on point. It's on
right?
point.
Right? It's like, this dude. We've got Nessa, who is a priestess of the Light Isles. Rogna, who is Nessa's teacher. There we go. Like, advisor. That's accurate, but like.
Mentor?
Yeah, there we go. Like, she's not doing a dissertation. She's like, she's trying to figure out how to lead her people. Anyway.
You're imagining, like, trying to imagine Nessa's dissertation now.
It depends on what part of the story as to what that would be, too. Because, like, you have, cultural significance of certain practices. There's, like, the ethnobotanical associations of certain things in place in society, socio-political relationships in Nordic culture, and why they're jerks.
That is exactly where my mind is going, yes.
Some combination thereof. Wait. Trade routes and the. Yeah, no, that. Wow, I switched that around in my brain. Conquest and the establishment of trade routes with Nordic peoples. Yeah. Whole range of things for that. Yeah.
Ye Norsemen. Do we vote yay or nay on the existence of the Norsemen?
What was it like? These people from the snowy wilds, I think is what you said. Like, yeah, it works. That's an apt description, I suppose.
Could also, describe the abominable snowman. I mean, maybe that's where that kind of thing comes from, Summerled pretty much is an abominable snow person.
Yeah, like, are they wrong? Like, no, that seems about accurate when it comes to Summerlid and his like self. Like, seriously. Oh. And just I realize that in the culture, right? Because this is a big thing in um where one sec. I forget where it cut off. Okay, yeah. So 19 is Evan confronting Summerlet about Ulsteth. Okay. So in the
Yeah,
span
the where
of
they put the different audio chapters is just
oh.
kind of mysterious.
Seriously, it's like I appreciate them wanting to maybe break it up into like I don't know, more consumable, if you will, sections and all that. But like, is it though? Because if you know
I
that
mean,
it's
they
like
could have
halfway through a
probably,
chapter.
instead of like just numbering them, they could have actually gone to the effort of labeling them like chapter 19, part 1.
Yeah, like if it was like broken up into like one part A or whatever, like okay, still kind of annoying, but alright. At least you know where you are in the map. But like this, it's like you have this map, and then you have this other map, and they're the same map, but not.
Maybe they were going for like a deep read on the the book because like you have the Angus's map of the Light Isles, and then you have Ulf's map of the Light Isles, and then you have Somerled's map of Halsey.
Seriously. Mr. Yes, I have been called the Horsemaster, so therefore I will name this territory the
Yeah,
Horseland
you're
or
so
whatever.
really in charge and masterful of horses because you can as they call it in horses sack a poor horse out.
Yeah. That's actually a term in horsemanship, though. I didn't know
That is a term
that.
that is used to describe that style of horse breaking,
Huh.
which these days, thankfully, most people recognize is abuse and you
Oh
shouldn't
yeah.
do.
Yeah, no,
It's
totally.
called sacking out because you had a sack of different objects and the horse was tied up and you threw all the shit in the sack when it tied at the horse until the horse stopped giving any resistance until the horse just gave up.
Ah.
Yeah, it's really not okay.
Yeah, no, like, because my only experience with, like, horse breaking, as it were, is, like, in the context of film. And that's most definitely not a thing that you see in the film. So, yeah. Good to know on that one. But yeah, that's totally a
Yeah,
thing that someone would do.
unfortunately, they're doing it less, but we like read a
Mm-hmm.
book by one of the top animal wranglers
Mm-hmm.
in Hollywood,
Yeah.
and that's um, how getting horses to do what they do in film was done.
Right.
And
Ha.
this is why, like, as problematic as PETA is,
Mm-hmm.
um, this is why we now have PETA and other observers observing the animal action.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Like, I mean, I was going through some of my stuff from high school and rediscovered the binder of things from when I was doing a project on animal rights. And there's a lot, because, like, it would have been sophomore year, so 02 to 03. And there was a lot for, like, circuses, and I think it was circuses and zoos at that point. Probably because that was just what was most prominent, but also because that's mostly what was, in the public eye, I suppose. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah, I need to go through that and see what, if any, of it is, like, still usable information. But yeah, which was interesting because I did that project and the project in binge reading Jack London for the same class. It was both for sophomore English. So yeah.
Yeah, we can tell which where your brain was at that time.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, not a bad place to be, really.
Yeah.
So, hey, we need
Which. Hmm?
a mood change. So, if apricots are the eggs of the sun, does that mean that apricots aren't vegan?
At that point, it would depend on how ethically they're harvested, probably. Because I have heard the argument that eggs are vegan as long as the chickens are cared for properly.
Fair point. I guess it depends on like how strict you are on the whole animal
Yeah.
products thing.
Yeah. Because, like, it's also is it an animal rights thing or is it a dietary restriction thing that you're coming from with it?
Yeah.
Because if it's both, and it's like, yeah, no, there's a plant, there's a critter, separate things. But if it's like, I want the critters to be healthy, and they're gonna lay eggs anyway, just because that's what they do. Like, but yeah.
And then the Chaos Brownie Baker wanders onto the scene and has to ask questions.
Yeah. Which is interesting too, though, because like I know some people who are vegan enough that like won't touch an egg. It's like that's not a thing that exists in their realm of perception. But like grow tomatoes and stuff. And tomatoes need calcium in order to not rot on the vine. And the easiest way, the most direct way to get calcium for tomatoes is just crushed eggshell. So like I've I've been
Yeah, we
in
used to grow tomatoes and we never had to feed them special stuff.
yeah?
Yeah.
Huh. It might also be a soil composition thing. Because
It probably is,
yeah.
because, like,
Yeah.
we have Adobe over here. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I should be alright. Because there's a lot of stuff that we've added to the soil, and that's one that if there's a way that it's getting replenished, then it's fine. If there isn't, then it's something that has to be added in. Otherwise, I forget what it's called, but it's like part of the tomato starts turning like brown and manky looking and stuff.
This is different from wilting.
Yeah. Okay. Now I'm just gonna look it up because I can't remember what the term is. It's bugging me now. Alright, one sec.
Please do. And right now we're thinking of those ice apples you shared with us on. Good stuff. Are many peoples of the internet? Did you know that Rin has an Instagram? They have two.
Thank you much. Okay, calcium enhances pollen germination, regulates some enzyme systems, and influences the growth of healthy cells and conductive tissue.
Calcium channels are very important in human bodies. It kind of makes sense that they would be important in plant bodies.
Mm-hmm. There's a big issue with blossom end rot, and yeah, it's blossom rot or okay.
You're hearing rustling in the background. It's our comforters.
Yeah, it's always interesting what terminology is used when talking about plants. Because for this one,
Mm-hmm.
it's it's talking about the blossom end rot on like a tomato that's already formed and stuff, because sometimes there's like a black spot, like a black sort of sunken spot or brown or whatever on the blossom end. This relatively common garden problem is not a disease, but rather a physiological disorder caused by a calcium imbalance within the plant. So yeah. And I know the way that we usually do it is save all the eggshells, roast them in the oven for however long at a particular temperature. Make sure that all like the membranes and stuff are out of them.
Why do you roast them first?
It helps break it down more. That's all. Yeah. It's a lot easier to turn the shell into a powder that you can just mix into the soil if it's been baked for a bit, because it makes it more brittle. And then you can just like just chuck them all in a bag and like squish them.
If we are remembering correctly, calcium channels are involved in cell energy.
Sounds about right.
And so that would make sense. If you don't have enough calcium and can't make enough energy, you cannot grow. You cannot process the photosynthesis correctly, and you cannot grow correctly.
Yes. The photosynthesis and the growing and the calcium and the calcium with the foods and the things and the is of much import.
Hey, look at us actually doing botany.
Yay! Yeah, okay, one sec. There we go. Yeah. The plant things of awesomeness. Yeah. Okay. So I've got the water over here and I never actually drank it. One sec. Okay. Alright, so in this section, it encompasses everything from Evan confronting Summerlet about Ulf's death and trying to stop like 50 guys from storming Angus's stronghold on the Whaleback. Like the morning after Angus's people were in mourning, and like half of them are probably completely wasted because, you know, celebration of life and all that.
Isn't it interesting how the celebration of life tends to involve, severe poisoning?
Like, I'm gonna drink until I pass out in honor of you. Like, okay. Alright.
We do want people to have a good time at our funeral if possible, but
yeah.
passing out, you don't have to do that.
Yeah.
We'll just go on the record.
Yeah, just...
It's called awake, not asleep. Thanks.
That was good.
Thank you.
I give you a round of
I'd be
applause.
like, oh, thank you very much. We bow. Go Evan though for like trying to.
Oh, seriously.
He knows he can't stop them, but he's trying,
Yeah.
and I think he's trying to buy time for Agnes's people to
Yeah.
wake up and
He's trying to buy enough time for Agnes's people to wake up and at least be able to arm themselves.
Yeah.
And knows that if pushed to a certain degree, that the other guys will be loud enough that they might be heard.
Yeah.
Even if he himself can't be. So, like, I do appreciate, though, that, like, Angus and the entire rest of the Islanders, like, they... there's enough of, like, suspicion already that's like, yeah, we'll just like be prepared for when this happens. We don't know exactly when it'll happen, and happening like today is real jerk move right there, guys. But like, we've been through the drills, we know what's happening, so like, let's go.
Like they don't get full marks for knowing their enemy, because like
Yeah.
if they really knew their enemy, they would have expected Summerlet, let's be honest. But they do get some marks for knowing their enemy there.
Then, like, I know it's an intimidation tactic. I know it's like a warning thing of, and to beat down the remaining people with like the desecration of remains and putting heads on pikes and all that. Like, that's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
But
A really gross thing. Yeah.
Like, it's like, I realize that it's a tactic that's been practiced like across the board, pretty much. Of, if you forgot that we're now in power, this is like your previous ruler. If you want to take up the issue of, us ruling now, you can go talk to this guy who's dead. So have fun with that. But also, like, just I realize it's Summerled and he wouldn't care and would probably revel in the whole like, yes, I have traumatized dozens of people.
Mm-hmm.
Yay, go me. But like, just the trauma involved. They all of that involved with like, not
Speaking of
only
Summerled's orders, like I'm not going to keep the elderly women alive.
oh god.
I mean, they could still do shit for you around your
Yeah, but they're not
farms.
hot though.
But yeah,
They're
but
not
like I
hot.
can't fuck them, so
they're not hot, and I don't want to, I'm not interested in like forcing myself on them. So like, we'll just kill them now. That's fine. Like,
uh,
what the hell, man? Like, what? And like all of the noble warriors are just going along with this like it's okay, and the law speakers are just like, yeah, well, we're in a different place now, so therefore the laws are different. Like, what are you doing? Really? What?
we're going
Have y'all
we're
lost
going
your dang
to be very
minds?
misogynistic, or what is using like misogynist, but like against men. Uh,
So I know, like, misogynism, or words. Misogynistic tendencies is men against women. Misandry would be
yes,
women against men, generally. So,
yes,
like,
but
yeah,
like if you use the same sort of like
yeah, yeah.
toxic masculinity against the masculines, to talk about how
The masculine.
how they lack true masculinity and any balls.
Oh,
You know,
seriously.
what does one call that?
That's a question and a half.
Hmm. If anyone out there watching this later has an answer, please let us know.
Yeah. Hmm. Oh, don't know on that one. Ah, yes. The Discord, where we have random discussions about shenanigans and things. And there's a channel for the book club and relevant
Mhm.
things to the book club and stuff. Yeah. Seriously though, like, of all the things, right? Like, I get that Summerlet obviously has people who are solely loyal to him because he had to have an assist to kill Ulf. Like, there's no way that one guy would be able to do that, like, in the fog and
Something
stuff.
happened to your mic.
Is it not working?
Now it's working. It sounded like it fell.
Sir Mike, we've had talks about this. Okay? You gonna work? Are you behaving now?
The mic has considered, regretted its behavior.
Good tech. Yay.
Yes, yes, the tech can come off the naughty step now.
But like, the it's obvious that Summerlet has guys that are loyal entirely to him because he had to have an assist in some of the maneuvers that he's done.
Mm-hmm.
But there's like 50 guys, whether it's the ship crew or the warriors or just like random people who were ready to storm the stronghold. And so far,
Yep.
Was it Grim?
Grim, we are pleased with Grim's character development.
Yeah. Yeah, so far it's yeah, there we go. Okay.
His sense of right is starting to wake up and assert itself.
Okay. Yeah, so far Grim's the only one of the bunch who is even remotely listening to what Evan is saying. Like,
Well, even if he, I guess this makes it pretty remote, but like, even if he doesn't believe anything Evan is saying and is still in Summerled's camp, like he's remembering the Wolfskin code
yeah.
enough to just like he could have mashed Evan's head in, and I don't think anyone would have said boo to him.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And instead, he just disables him, and then for him to go, like he goes a step further in offering to help Evan escape, but for Grim to, and we may be remembering ahead, so pardon us if we were, but for him to agree to go find Eric.
Yeah.
And, because clearly Summerled said he was going to bring witnesses and people to speak on Evan's behalf as should be done at a thing, but he didn't.
Which is interesting too, because like when Evan is like just like everything else that Summerlid does with the gaslighting and everything else. When Evan and Summerlid are talking by themselves, Evan says that he wants.
Oh, and the level of manipulation there was creepy.
Oh god. Like, Evan says that he wants Eric and Margaret there to hear what he has to say. And Summerled's response is that it doesn't concern either of them, so therefore they're not going to be called. And then later when they're in the trial space, it's like, oh yeah, no, I sent for Eric, but it shows the guiltiness of the person involved if even a brother doesn't show up. Like, sir, did you though? Did you though?
Pretty sure you didn't.
Because like if it shows the guilt if a brother doesn't show up, well, uh,
Your brother isn't showing up, is he,
oh,
Summerlin?
oh, it shows the guilt if the brother doesn't show because, he died because you killed him off.
Mm-hmm.
But if, because I ended up listening to partway through 25, I think, because there's no chapter breaks. It's just, it keeps going, and I was doing something
There's
else.
really no stopping point after that point. So like that's why we stopped at the opening of the trial. We were like, okay, we'll save the rest for next week.
Yeah. So, like, there's just, like, okay, going off of, in the span of things that we read, right? Nessa is
Mm-hmm.
creating a harp to allow Ulf's voice to speak for himself from beyond the grave. And if she manages to get it to the trial space in time, Ulf will have shown up, but also will have shown up to speak on behalf of Evan. So, like, even if his own brother is barred from going, because Summerlin's a jerk and never actually sent a message or what have you, uh, Ulf would be speaking on his behalf because that's just how it is.
And to tangent to the Bonnie Swans song, which
Oh, yeah.
like
Yeah.
it was bugging us all week. We knew that there was a song. We finally found it.
Nice.
Song would
Yeah.
be so much better if it didn't end with the denunciation.
Uh, yeah.
Yeah, so like one of the things that's good about this book, right? That the harp will make the denunciation,
Mm-hmm.
and then there will be justice.
Awesome.
Yes. I
Oh,
really
yeah.
wish we had a nice deep rumbly voice to say that in, but we don't. So
Yeah, to answer your question from the Discord, yeah, I'm invested enough with the characters that, like, the part two. So I'm just poking myself in the nose. That part two
or
is definitely on the reading list of things. If we want to do that as a book club thing, that'd be cool. If we don't, that's fine too. But, like,
well, we did just discover that the story graph has a buddy read option thing.
oh yeah, I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
yeah. If one wishes to explore,
Hmm. Okay. Good to
just
know.
because we're talking about it right now, if we finish this next week, if we finish Wolfskin, and we did not proceed as a club with Fox Mask,
Hmm.
what would you want to read next?
That is a question. I don't know. What? Okay.
It
What?
is
That's why I can't find anything. I'm in the wrong channel. I was scrolling through the chat and it's like, oh yeah, well, but there should be a list of the the books that we were working on. You're in general chat right now, not the one that's dedicated to book things. What are you doing? Uh, um, hmm, that I don't know. Hmm.
You'd have to ponder it.
Yes.
And our lurking, later watching book club members will have to tune into the Discord to find out.
I know from the last poll that we had when we were deciding on Wolfskin, the next one, like the only one that got 2 votes was Gathering Moss. Yeah.
We could totally do Gathering Moss next.
I have a copy of Wildwood Whispers somewhere too. If that was a thing that's of interest. That's where the compendium of things went. Alright. That hasn't been updated since we were doing Prison Healer. Okay. Got it. Alright. Yeah. Just remembered where the master list of all the ones that we've done so far was. Ha! So there's that. Yeah, no, if we want to do Gathering Moss, that would be cool.
It's about time for a nonfiction one.
Yeah, we've had a good chunk of fiction, so busting out the nonfiction again would be cool.
Moss shall be gathered.
Exactly. Like, I'm just looking through my notes, right? And in chapter 23, right, we have Evans being recaptured in order to save Nessa and the whole, like, weird Summerlid v. Evans convo situation. And just, I put in a note, yes, the return of Summerlid, the gaslighter.
Yeah.
Because, that seems like a more apt surname for him than anything else at this point. But, there we go. Oh, also.
Yes.
There's a lot of discussion of the Selkies.
Summerlid wannabe master.
Seriously. Yeah, that one too. Definitely that one too. In 24 or the start of 12, depending on what format you're in, and throughout the rest of it, there's a lot of discussion of the Selkie and the seal skins and stuff. And there's a lot of discussion of Evans Okay. It was connected a second ago, and now it's not. Okay, one sec. Come on. No. Nope. Discord, stop trying to get me to do nitro. Alright. Does it live?
Nope.
Testing? Okay.
Can't hear you. Don't see that you're even trying to speak.
Okay. I can hear you. Alright. Yeah, okay.
Oh, wait.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
Round 2 of Yes, the Internet Died. Okay. Moving on. So, so we've got.
We killed the internet twice.
Well, would that make it undead now? Or was it undead before?
It could be like kind of like a Hydra kind of thing.
Oh, what now?
Hydra.
Ah, yeah, fair. Fair. That's yeah, that would work. Alright. So back to previous programming.
Previous programming, like with their heads all being chopped off, like it made us cry a little, but Nessa could still identify everybody.
Yeah, that was a really big thing.
Yeah.
Like also on top of like with that, right? On top of everything else, there's a lot of legends and like not folk culture, that's not what I'm looking for, just stories. There's a lot of stories and lore and stuff about um someone's spirit being like if you have their head then you can talk to them, or if you have their head then like they're in the head sort of. So not
If you
only
have your head, then they're not coming back to life.
yeah, whether it's like and for that there's a lot of cultures that in order to have any kind of afterlife the body needs to be intact in some capacity, or at least have like all the bits together. So it's just like thing after thing of someone like just annihilating these people. And oh, but anyway,
He's so wonderful.
so great. I want to stab him with a sharp stick. Like, oh, that's a fun one. I guess part of my brain is channeling, what was it? Robin Hood Men in Tights? Or is that... I forget which round of Robin Hood it was where Alan Rickman is the sheriff. With that one.
Pretty sure that's Men in Tights.
Okay. It's like, yeah, Men in Tights. No, that's not accurate. Yeah, no, it is. Okay. Yeah, the iconic scene where the sheriff of
We love
Nottingham...
that you just assumed that we would know the answer to that question.
I mean, was I wrong though?
No, you were not. But we're just like they knew that we would know. Good move, Fred.
I try.
We feel seen and loved.
But yeah, the iconic scene where Rickman as the sheriff of Nottingham, or Rottingham at that point, yeah, the sheriff of Rottingham is like yelling at Robin, running off, like, I'll cut your heart out with a spoon! Like, yeah. I would think decapitation with a spoon would be a much more involved process, being that there's, bones and stuff. But there's time.
We're going to have someone decapitate someone with a spoon in its story.
Glad to be of assistance in the brainstorming of murdery modalities, I suppose. Oh.
See, this is why we thought that shirt that said have a good die is just brilliant.
Oh yeah, no, it is. It is. Yeah. Yeah, basically. Oh. Wait, okay. Alright.
That to the gruesome things and making of the harp. Like, one thing we totally thought about when she was making it is that they make the harp strings out of hair. In all the versions of the bone harp that we've heard, they use the hair.
Yeah.
And that is a really poor choice of material.
Right? Like, you give it like half a twang, it'll break. Like, what?
Like, and if you are intimately familiar with a harp, and you know how much pressure is put on those,
like, at least go the round of, like, if you have a body that you're working with, right? Because you have bones that you need to harvest in order to do this thing. You presumably...
If it's not that decrepit, harvest the gut, okay?
You have access to the gut and the tendons and whatever else.
Okay.
Like, I get symbolically.
We see we weren't the only ones who had these thoughts.
Right. It's like, I'm sitting there and it's like, okay, I've tried making a tiny bow out of, like, a steak with, like, a couple of pieces of, like, hair or twine or something wrapped around it, and that breaks every time. Like, you're putting actual pressure on it and expecting it to play properly. And, like, regardless of whether or not the hair's braided, which would maybe add a little bit of structural integrity, but the guy's been dead for, like, how many months at this point? So it's dried out, in theory, enough that it's probably a lot more brittle than it would be otherwise.
Like, maybe you can eke out your supply of string making material with, like, mixing the gut with seaweed.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Like I understand.
Maybe you could use the hair for, like, the very highest note.
Yeah. Like, I
Maybe.
understand and appreciate the symbolism of, like, the hair being, like, part of the head, so it's more like the personal identity thing, and, like, speaking from the head, because presumably the skull itself is not part of the harp unless it's, like, somewhere in the base or whatever, because, like, that's not part of the, things that hold harp stuff in a harp-like shape. So, yeah.
And also, another note on harps: the bit that is under the most pressure, like thousands of pounds of pressure,
Yeah.
is the neck that goes where it goes right next to your neck.
Yeah.
And there have been harpists that, when that has broken, have been decapitated.
Oh, wow.
If that breaks while you're playing the harp, you're dead.
Dude. Okay, now,
Like,
I have to ask, right? Because there's different types of harp. Is that... Because, like, there's the Celtic harp and there's the lap harp, which presumably is a completely different animal altogether. But, like, the ones that I know are the Celtic, that's kind of more curved, generally, at least in depictions, and, like, the floor harp. Or is that the same thing?
When you say the Celtic harp, I think, like the one that's about, like, 5 feet tall at the tallest point.
Okay, that would be okay.
Oh, yeah, that would be the lever harp.
Oh, okay.
And or the Celtic harp, and that would be you're dead if it breaks while you're playing. And then there's the pedal harp, which is the orchestral version, and that is even worse.
Oh, wow.
Like,
Yeah, no, I looked...
harp playing is metal.
I just
People don't
looked up
think it is, but it is.
a picture of it, and it's like, dang. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, okay. At that point,
The lap harp, if you might, like, actually possibly survive that. Yes.
okay. Because, like, there's that, and then there was, like, that was the two that I was remembering being a thing.
Some people also consider the lyre or lyre. They consider that a harp.
Yeah, the lyre's a 3-string though, right? I think.
Yeah, and it was played with a bow.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
like, depending, but yeah.
All forms of the lyre and kithra are also not harps, but belong to the fourth family of ancient instruments under the chordophones. So says the wiki. Yeah.
There you go, folks. Wiki backs us up. Stop calling it a lyre harp. Thanks.
It's always interesting what kinds of things people have turned into an electric version too, because, like, apparently electric harps have been around since the 50s. Interesting.
Yeah, and there's a harpist on YouTube who has fun trying out different distortion pedals, like, you know, like for electric guitars
Yeah,
with her harp.
that's cool. That is really cool. Alright. Yeah, okay. Plug you back in. Okay, so before we get sidetracked, and before the computer dies again,
That was not a sidetrack, that was an exploration of the text.
exactly. I'll rephrase that. Before I forget the entire point that led to the exploration into things, we'll jump on that for a
Okay,
second and then
okay.
maybe go somewhere else. Um, but yeah, so because I was halfway through the brainwave on Evan and the Wolfskin comparative to the Selkies and the seal pelts, and then the internet died.
We apologize for the interruption of the
No,
brainwave. Please
no,
continue the brainwave.
you're good. You're good. Explorations into fabulous fun things is always good. And I'm realizing that the mic is right there, so apologies. But, so the Selkie, uh, most of the time are in seal form, but can go on land. And when they're in human form, always look slightly different. Like they look human, but like they look like the locals, but like not.
They look like really pretty humans with mexy dark eyes.
There is that, yes. That
And are
is
very graceful.
generally that is generally an apt description of the Selkie, yeah. And then you have the Norsemen who look like, they're people, but they look very different. They're these strange beings from the sea. And you
Yes,
have
yes.
and when you have the skin on, you are the wolf skin, you are the warrior, you are Thor's hammer, essentially. Like,
Oh, is part of this brainwave like comparing the Norse to our people from the sea with the sea beast thingy on the kinstone.
that is also a thingy. Yeah. In which case, the sea beast thingy that could either protect the shoreline or completely annihilate anyone in the vicinity, depending on
and whose weird form like they can't really represent because they don't really know what it looks like.
uh-huh.
Yep.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Uh-huh. So we've got um we've got like Evan, who the only thing of his own that he had when fleeing Summerled and his band of insanity was the Wolfskin. He stole weapons, he stole like supplies from the guards in order to have anything to work with on the way to get to Eric. And in turning himself in so that Nessa can still be free to do what she needs to do, he leaves the wolfskin. So he's essentially giving up his pelt to his chosen person so that, like, he can't go back in the water, as it were.
This is so. He is essentially divesting himself of being a wolfskin.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Mm.
And
And yet contradictorily, while in divesting himself of his wolfskinness, he is the most true wolfskin.
exactly.
Mm.
Um and then you can get into, like, if a Selkie is on land, they're still a Selkie. They're still, like, that's their identity. They're just not in that form. So he's still a wolfskin. He still embodies, like, the qualities of a wolfskin, even though that, like, the association of that skin has now become something else. Like, because of how
Mm-hmm.
it's been used and how it's been, like, abused, really. But okay, one sec. I have the other headphone just, like, secured over here, and it's just decided to go in the armpit. So yeah, we'll just not do that.
That would be uncomfortable. Yes.
It's like I'm over here and, like, what are you doing, dude? like, no, get out of there. So yeah, we're good.
The headphones going off for an explorer.
It's like, I'm glad you're comfy, but, like, can you not? uh, and then,
Also, like giving her his pelt is like, you know,
uh-huh,
making her his pack. Mm.
yeah, yeah, basically, yeah. And it it takes a lot of energy and stuff to carry the skin and the bones and everything to where she needs to be at the seashore so that she can get help from the Selkie. Um, but it's too beautiful a pelt. It's too much of a thing to leave behind. It's part of Evan, so it can't be left behind. It's part of his identity, but it's also part of him,
Yeah.
as is the Selkie's pelt. And we haven't gotten to that point in the story, but she's trying to figure out how, like, once the harp is all constructed and everything, she's trying to figure out how to get the harp and the pelt and guard all back up the, presumably it's a cliff. It sounded like they were walking down a cliff as the darkness was starting to fall, so they would need to get up the cliff and over to Summerled's complex in order to do anything. So my prediction at this point is that the the pelt is going to be somehow wrapped around the harp as a protective thing. At which point you have the Wolfskins protecting the chieftain who is actually deserving of protection.
Oh, we like that read you just did.
So, whether or not that's going to be accurate as we go on, I don't know. But
the symbolism is so tasty.
There we go. And if if in that Evan has been likened to the Sulky, you have not only Evan and the Wolfskins protecting Ulf, but you have the people of the Light Isles protecting Ulf, and the ancestors of the Light Isles protecting Ulf, and trying to get the truth able to be heard. Because in a lot of legends and everything, the hidden tribes are the ancestors of the people.
And the hidden tribe, like, wanting to kiss. That was so cute.
It was. That was adorable. like, okay, you helped and you're awesome. What do I need to do? Like, what do I need to give you for stuff? Cause like I just kiss. Give me a kiss. Like, okay. And they're all just so happy about it. And it's that was a good one.
Yes.
That was a good one.
And also the number symbolism of the 7 tiers.
Oh yeah.
No more, no less.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I forget what the 7 would be symbolic of, but yeah.
So do we, but like we just noticed it's there.
Yeah. Because like I know there's certain numbers that are like reoccurring. Actually, I'm just gonna look it up. There's certain numbers that are reoccurring in mythology. So
Drit. Seven is among our favorite numbers. And one of the things we like about 7 is that it is, oh dear, the word has just flown away from us. It is one of those, it is a prime number. There we go.
yeah. Really? I look up symbolism of the number 7 in Scottish mythology, and the first response is symbolism of the number 7 in Wikipedia. And it's
There's
all weird
a symbolism
Christianity
of the number
things.
7 in Wikipedia? Really?
And it's all just like weird Christianity things. Like, yes, the 7 sins. That's totally what I was looking for. Thanks. That's great. uh,
Well, if they kicked someone out of the planets to hang out with Pluto, then we would have 7 planets.
yeah. Uh,
And technically, if you count all like the funky ones like X and so forth, don't we have something like 13 planets now?
hmm. Sounds about right. Hmm. There's 7 distinct notes on the musical scale.
Yes.
uh, just like, okay. If there was a consistent sort of thing where it's like the days of the week are X because in this culture it corresponds to particular deities and whatever, alright. But like, I'm in Encyclopedia Britannica right now, right? There are 7 days of the week named after various ancient gods and planets. Which like that's usually the breakdown and stuff. But we've got Sunday, Moon Day, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friggs Day, and Saturn Day. Like they're it, it's not even from the same region. It's just like, ah yes. Here's this.
No,
Let's go with that.
that's that's
Uh
how it ended up.
yeah. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. Um hmm. 9 is a big thing in Anglo-Saxon cultures.
Nine is often considered the perfect number in Celtic
Yeah.
culture because the it's 3 times 3.
Mhm. Come
Right? 3.
on. Huh. Yeah. Um I mean, in that context, it might well be the notes because of the harp, and then but then if it's like that's how you call the Selkie just in general, that might be something else. I don't know. Hmm.
Okay, so speaking
Hmm?
um, the musical language.
Yeah, there's that. It is a very musical sort of tonal language that it's described with them speaking. So yeah, that would work.
Which makes sense because something like Solfa would distort a lot less underground.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not underground, underwater.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that totally makes sense.
And for anyone watching this later who didn't follow that comment, Solfa is an actual created language based on that uses just music notes.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Did not know that. Very cool.
Yeah, it's called Solfa because it's from Do Re Mi So Fa La Ti Do.
Mm-hmm. Alright.
And there's also, I forget what it's called, but there is a whistling version Spanish
Hmm.
that is used among a among one of the South American cultures, and they're trying to like stop it from dying out.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that reasons that it started to die out is because it developed because they were hurting culture. So um, you could hold a conversation, from mountain to mountain.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
so, yeah, when they teach it in the classroom, like one speaker has to stand at one end of the room and the other person at the other end of the room.
I would imagine so.
Yes.
Ah. Which is totally cool, but like that would be a an amplified learning experience, shall we say?
Uh huh.
But yeah. I don't know. Very cool. That's not alright window. There we go. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Also, um, just a thought that I had, right? When we've got Nessa building this harp, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, she needs an assist, but like she has all the ingredients set up, she has everything ready to go, and is trying to figure out how to put things together, how to get anything that she's got to form some kind of speaking instrument, essentially. And Rogna just kind of has the same stories that Nessa does. She's never actually made one, or yeah, and wasn't able to like tell her, yes, this is how you do this thing. Just like, well, I mean, in theory, maybe the Selkie will show up. I don't know. I've never tried it. Um, so essentially, she's doing experimental archaeology based on lore of her people. Because like if you do experimental archaeology like now, you're using any possible context clues from the culture, what you know of that society, what you know of like things that might have existed, I don't know, like, and you're trying to replicate something without having all the instructions based on things that you know how to do. And this one random researcher person over here that you were able to like pick their brain about something because they have a really niche interest in something that you need info with. It's like, yes. And it works. But yeah, no, I've seen some pretty cool like constructions, and a lot of the constructions and things are like now are things from this period, which is also another element of like, that's cool. Mostly because I have an extra special interest in like the Nordic like transition periods in things, just because. Or like transition periods in history. Um but yeah, and like on top of everything else, this whole construction process is taking place as the sun is setting. So like trying to bring the voice out in a liminal space, like in all capacities. Like a priestess is constructing a bone harp with the help of um, spirit beings in a place between land and sea, which also, like, he was killed between land and sea. She's creating it between land and sea, just happens to be on the land side because, like, otherwise she'd just be floating around in the air. At a time between night and day. So, like,
Is she also east of the sun and west of the moon?
okay, what? I'm trying to visualize right now. Okay, here. Yeah, it would be. Because, like, the sun just sets and she's over here, so yeah. Yes. Actually is. Um, so, yeah. There's that. Yeah. uh, yeah. Uh, and yeah, so we've got that whole thing, and then it cuts back to Evan in a newly constructed cell because Summerlin's that kind of guy that just needs to build a jail into the house. Um, and
It
Grim.
really does say something about you when, like, you have to build a dungeon into your house. And
Yeah. It's like I mean I was I was gonna go there. Like when you put a dungeon in your house, you know, not for fun reasons.
your mic has just looped out
Alright. Ah yes I did. Okay, one sec. Am I back now?
because the Twitch is being prudish.
Does it leave? Or has it died? Okay, does it leave now? Maybe. Maybe sort of. Okay. Of course it did. Alright, one sec. I'm just connecting and then gonna connect it again because the RTC just decided to die with the internet. Maybe. Yes? Are we good? Is it connected now?
The
Yes! Alright. Okay. Do it live?
so
I think it do.
if the internet is done being prudish,
No.
so what does it say about you when you have to put a dungeon in your house, Rin?
Huh? Ah, yes. That. How what? It. There was a little bit of static on that one. If you could repeat, please.
We said if the internet is done being prudish, then maybe we can, hear what you had to say about, what it says about you if you have to put a dungeon in your house.
Oh no, just like the the statement was just like it says something about you if you have to put a dungeon in your house, you know, not for fun reasons.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well,
Like
also, depends on your definition of fun because I'm sure for summer led that there are fun reasons, but like not
for
sexy fun times fun
for
reasons. Nope.
like for folks they um torture and naming and whatnot isn't, you know, just a random Tuesday, I guess.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, seriously, like just right. The just abject infantilization in that one conversation between two people who have known each other for the last like what 8 years at this point, and like Evan might not, you know, be book smart and stuff. Like dude can't read. He can write a couple of things, but like has a real strong moral compass. And then you have Summerlin over here that's like, no, like I'm learned, therefore I'm better than you. Just leave the intellectual things to the intellectuals. Like, how about we
Me,
don't do that?
big brain.
Yeah,
You,
seriously.
pinky.
Uh, like, honestly, but I know there's people who were like that, but
And we strive to avoid
how?
them.
Just how? How are you like this? What? Oh man. Like, of course, I have a really hard time um understanding people's motivations whenever it's like causing harm to someone else, whether the someone is, human or animal or a region of botanical species or whatnot. But like, like the only thing that I can figure at this point is like either the rest of the guys just think that Summerlin's fine and are following him because they actually believe in what he's doing, which is concerning, or they're all just really scared of him, at which point they're getting on Evan's case for being, what was it, for being scared and like running away, quote unquote, and
Or having war fetter.
yeah, that's what it was, warfetter, which like that'd be the equivalent of PTSD, yeah.
Yep, yep.
Okay, that's yeah, like which I know from the vast majority of history, if a warrior is unable to like go to war, that was seen as like a negative thing. Um, so I'm not surprised with that, and I'm not surprised that if the rest of what they've done um in the last few chapters has been in place, that like they would be mocking him for it. Like I'm not surprised with that even. But like
Mhm.
the only way that I can see that like the guys still following Summerled aren't complete a-holes in their own right, and even then, like there's is like if they're just too scared to go against him. But then they're going like they're um suggesting that Evan is like, I don't know, too scared or damaged from battle, and that's why he's going against Summerled. In which case, like, so this dude over here who's terrified, quote unquote, and has been brainwashed by the locals, because that's a thing, um, doesn't want to just abjectly slaughter women and children and people in mourning, but you, the strong warrior dudes who are terrified of your new chieftain, you're just totally cool with that. That's what we're seeing here. That's the jive that we're getting. Like, what?
I think that they're not so much. There is that terror piece, but it's more like Summerled is the guy with the with the rabid dogs at his on on, on his leash.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
probably got the loyalty of the boatmen on the Nar.
Mm-hmm.
We're guessing he got their loyalty partly with like buying it, but mostly um, because he was started treating them like they were the warrior class.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I can see
As
that.
yeah, and so, and then also at the same time, he's tapping into and he's feeding these darker desires.
Mm-hmm.
And let's be honest, there are a lot of men, and particularly in a warrior culture, and men who believe in might makes right, that would be dominant.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot who would like to see
Yeah.
that kind of like what Summerlet is offering.
There is that.
They don't want to have to deal with ethics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's true. Doesn't make it any less frustrating, but yeah, no, that's true. Just like,
In some
ooh.
ways, it makes it more frustrating because then we're dealing with, humanity sucks.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, totally. Like, uh, I don't know. Just,
But, is it really manly and courageous and, all the best aspects of what we think of as masculine to just blindly obey Summerlin? No.
very true. Very true. And really, all the from everything that I've seen in history, right? All the rulers who have actually been like, if not good, then at least decent to their people, in trade, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they have a strong, like, moral compass, and they have a strong, like, sense of self and self-determination and whatnot. But
And we've discovered in our own life that if you have a strong moral compass like that, you're going to drive people like Summerled nuts like nothing else.
Exactly. But, like, on top of that, if you don't know something, or if someone else has a comment of something, then, like, even if you don't end up doing what your advisors are suggesting, you at least listen to them.
Oh, yeah. God forbid that leaders should, actually talk to experts in the field.
because, like, they're your advisors for a reason. To advise you, not to just say, "Ah, yes, child, yes, you did so well, yes, that's amazing." Yeah, no, you don't need a cheering section. You need someone to say, "Ha, you're being stupid right now." Just no, this right here, this, you need to stop this because like we're all gonna die.
Mm-hmm.
Just that.
And you need the ability to, like, it's so few people have, unfortunately, to say, you know what, I don't know.
Exactly. Like, I don't know. I need a second opinion. I don't know. Does anyone else have a suggestion? Does anyone know someone who would know this?
Yeah, let's seek out qualified individuals.
But no, Summerlin's just.
And to bring it home to like our US of A today, like
Yeah.
the whole blue ribbon panel and consulting experts thing
Exactly.
is, like, in theory supposed to be how it works, but
Yeah.
it does not work that way very much often.
True. Like the thought, right? Yeah. And then Summerlin's over here on his high horse. Like, well, I mean, he's
High
on a
horse.
horse. He's on a high horse. And then it's just like, yeah, Summerlin's over here high on a horse. Like, okay.
Like,
Oh.
horse master.
Yeah. Like, I mean, that might explain why he's done some real whacked up stuff, but like, that's just kind of a personality trait for him at this point, I think. Ugh. I don't know.
Let's not blame the flora for
Oh yeah, no,
Summerlid. Yeah.
no. Like, at that point, it was like, in some capacity, like, oh yeah, no, like it's fine. Like he's just no. There's no excuse for this guy. That's just how he's been since he was like 7. Like we know this. we have the history in the text. Nah. If he was under the influences of something, it might like.
It is attested in the poetic Edda that Summerlid is an asshole.
According to the annals of history, it has been determined that this man is a dick. In all possible permutations. Oh, seriously. I don't know, man. Slight tangent, but like,
Yes, all the tangents.
tea turtle shirts are some of the softest that I've ever had, I think, at this point. Just like, as a thing.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Yeah,
But,
hashtag very much not
totally give her in a
spawn.
ring, Tea Turtle.
Yeah, like, totally not spawn, but like, totally would do a sponsorship if y'all wanted to. Which probably won't happen, but hey, they're soft and comfy. Anyway.
Is that their shirt 100% cotton?
I think so. Oh, jeez. One sec. Let's see if this worked. It did not. Okay. Never mind.
Okay.
I Are we good? Did it live? Is it alive? I don't know. Let's see. Let's see. We'll disconnect the thing again and then we'll reconnect the thing again and see if it works this time. Because, like, why not? Why not? Okay. And we're talking and hopefully it's working finally, and I don't know what's going on.
Ah, now we can hear
There
you.
we go.
And now we're going to mute ourselves so we don't crunch grab cracker in here.
What just grab cracker over corpse of the internet? Is it bad that corpse of the internet sounds like a weird alternative band name now? Because it kind of does.
It does.
I don't know what kind of music they would be doing, but it does. Because the first thing that came to mind was ska, but like I'm not familiar enough with the genre to actually make that determination, so I don't know.
I did. Yeah, I mean, like, if we're naming our mythical garage band, then like we'd like to go for Chaos Brownies. Yeah,
That works. That works too. Yeah. Chaos Brownies and Corpse of the Internets.
internet corpses. It sounds very metal.
Or like we have Chaos Brownies and one of the songs is Corpse of the Internets or Internet Corpse.
There you go. And it would be a song that channels that Rammstein energy.
On the album right after, something about the trolls.
Yes, yes, indeed.
Trollinger, followed by Internet Corpses.
Or like internet corpses, an ode to Tronia.
That too.
Depends on which internet corpses we're talking about, honestly.
There is that, yes. There is that. Because context matters. I don't know what that was. Yeah, if anyone's watching this back on the the YouTube things or as a VOD on Twitch, this is what you miss on not being here for the shenanigans.
You too could have been part of the soon to take over the world band Chaos Brownies.
Now, okay. What would be in Chaos Brownies though? Because like we've discussed the like certain green elements to go into such a thing. But if the
We always envisioned them like swirled with rainbow, where the rainbow represents like elemental chaos.
okay, that works. That works. Oh. But if it's brownies, would that be like you have brownie batter and then you have like white cake or yellow cake batter or something, and then you add the colors to that and then mix it together? Because otherwise, the colors wouldn't really show up in the brownie stuff so well. But then, how would that change the consistency and taste and texture and everything of the actual brownies? Because it'd be cake and brownie, and it's technically sort of similar, but kind of not. But sort of.
Hmm. Well, brownies are kind of like so somewhere on the scale between a chocolate cake and a torte.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. Food for thought, if you will.
I know that people make blonde brownies or like marbled brownies, which
Yeah.
yeah, we never really saw the point of, to be honest.
Like blondies, I know my mom makes because she can't have chocolate, but they're close enough to snickerdoodles because of the spices and stuff that I can't eat them. Because apparently, like candied ginger isn't so great unless it's in cookie form, and snickerdoodles in any form are real not good for this. Regardless of whether or not I can actually eat them. Because for some reason, even though it's like
Snickerdoodles have ginger since when?
no, like two different things. Like I'm okay
Okay.
with like ginger snaps. Like ginger snaps are awesome, and ginger cookies with like candy ginger in them are great. But like the candy ginger by itself, like I don't know. I don't know if that's like just an association thing or what, but
So
no.
gingerbread is good.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's alright. But anything that's even remotely snickerdoodle flavored, I will be nauseous. There's certain ones that it has a higher or lower concentration of something, and it hits more or less. And if I, like, if there's, like, 3 bites of something and then, like, 1 bite of something else, then I can usually counteract it, whatever. But if I just sit down and eat a snickerdoodle cookie or whatever, just not a good thing.
I'm still not sure we're talking about the same cookie. Like, what we might be, our snickerdoodle might be totally different because what we call a snickerdoodle is like a sugar cookie with cinnamon sugar sprinkled on top.
That.
No?
For some reason, that right there is instant nausea for me. I can
Cinnamon
eat...
sugar on anything else? Instant nausea?
No, just that one. Just that one. It's weird because like I can do like cinnamon sugar toast. I can combine cinnamon and sugar into who knows whatever else. If it's in like any kind of cake or any other cookie, that's fine. But for some reason, the combination of that is just like, nah, I'm dead.
Interesting.
Which makes no sense, regardless of who makes it either. Because, like, I've had some that Mom's made, I've had some that I've gotten from a shop, wherever.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, if that's the only option, then I can't eat it. Oh.
But if it's like, what most people think of as sugar cookies, then we also do not blame you because, like,
Yeah. Like,
sugar cookie dough, yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah,
I'm with
no.
you. It's delicious. Once you bake it,
Yeah,
why?
there's a reason that, like, when I've been through my, I don't like chocolate chips phases, we developed a thing of just make regular chocolate chip cookies, but don't put the chips in. Because that's great. That I can work with all day. Sugar cookies, though, I'm gonna give that a miss. And sugar affects me about the same way that, like, any other substance does. In which, like, it hits kind of fast, so. Yeah. But.
So I'm guessing you're also not a fan of shortbread, which, we would
I
also say
mean,
is fine.
I would be if I could find one that actually tasted decent and didn't have butter in it.
We don't know that such a thing exists, honestly.
It's like that, of all of the things, right? That's one of those that when I've had it, I haven't really liked it much, but like I want to eat it because I can't eat it, you know?
Yeah, one of the baked goods that, like, its popularity remains a complete mystery to us is biscotti.
Those are the ones that it's like it's a hard brick and you have to dunk it in coffee, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that. I want
I
the
do not
option
understand.
of putting my cookies in my, like, milk or something, but, like, in your coffee, though? If I'm drinking coffee, it's because I need the caffeine. I don't have enough brain power when I need caffeine to fish random cookie bits out of the bottom of this thing. Like, why?
We don't have a problem with like the beverage it is dunked in. We have a problem with, it's hard as a brick. And
Yeah, I know that too.
yeah, yeah.
Like, I've had some. Like, I don't remember if it was a gluten-free thing or if it was before that was an issue. But, like, I've had some, but it didn't register that you were supposed to dunk it. So it's just like. Is it supposed to be this hard? What? I think I ended up just sucking on part of it. Yeah, that's what I did. Wow, okay. Also had the weird cinnamon sugar situation. But, like, because I couldn't be arsed to, like, dunk it in coffee or whatever, I think I just, like, ended up smacking the bag against the counter until they all broke into bits and just sat there sucking on pieces until they were edible. If I remember right, that was when I was in London for study abroad too. So, like, I was like the weird one who was like vegan and then like just veggie and couldn't have milk stuff, so my flatmate just decided that I wasn't worth anything because I didn't want the ham that she bought. And yeah, just sitting
We didn't
there.
know for years that biscotti were supposed to be dunked because, like, the bakeries would like give them to us just for like we were just supposed to eat them without dunkage.
Oh, the teeth, the pain, the ow, yeah, wow.
We're just like, why is this supposed to be a treat?
It's like, why have you done this?
Yeah.
What? Did you intentionally leave it out so it got stale and weird? Like, what did you do? Like, and I think I've seen people in cooking shows and stuff, like, make them. And it's, like, just a regular thin loaf of bread. And it's like, oh, okay, yeah.
You just
Biscotti, yeah. That. I
drive.
want to eat that. Oh, yeah, no, it's not done yet. We need to put it back in the oven so it dries out. Like, but why? You just made it. Why are you gonna kill it now? What's the point?
We enjoy a good toast, but that's going too far.
Oh, seriously. Like, just...
If Evan was a cookie, what kind of cookie would he be?
Oh, God. Uh, hmm.
Okay, we're taking a sidestep into chocolates, and we're going to suggest that he would be in something within nougat.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Because for honey, like, for cookies, the only thing I can figure is, like, one of the ones that has, like, a heavy presence of honey. Just because honey is, like, bees are fierce critters and stuff, you know? Not that y'all would, have any knowledge of that at all. Mind.
We are just we have no knowledge. What are these bees you speak of? What is this honey?
But, like, honey is it's like it's a preservative, it's a healer,
Yeah.
and it's also like a sustainer thing. So there's that. And you can use it for like wounds and whatnot and all manner of other things. Okay. Pivoting that. What kind of cookie would Summerlid be? Cause like at this point I'm
Mm.
getting like something that has a whole lot of things in it and got left in the oven too long. But, you know, I don't know.
Mm. You would be like one of those cookies where that have like the M&Ms and the pretzels and like all the different snack things in, and like it it might sound good, but it's actually awful.
The idea that you're thinking of the monster cookies for Summerlid is kind of poetic, honestly. Not gonna lie. Which, like, I haven't had those in ages, but when I was like 12, they were pretty good. It was basically trail mix to cookie form. But yeah, no, that, yeah, uh-huh, yeah. Who would be peanut butter? I don't know.
Peanut butter cookies are deliciousness.
Yeah, no, like who in the cast would be peanut butter? Would that be Evan
Who
or
in
would
the
that
cast
be
would
like
be peanut butter?
hmm?
Hmm.
Hmm?
Nessa, maybe.
Oh yeah, yeah. Nessa I can see that. Peanut
Dark,
butter,
tasty,
yeah,
salty.
yeah. Yeah, salty. Oh yeah. Yeah, no, peanut butter with maybe like a little bit of clover honey or something.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Small but powerful.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Yep. Like if you just want to keep going, like they have that crosshatch pattern in top,
Yeah,
and Nessa's in charge of like making the sacred patterns.
that works. That works. Yeah. 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 Um So we've got Nessa that's peanut butter and clover honey. We've got, we've got Summerlin that's just like all of the things in the cupboard and just mixed together because reasons. uh, Evan, it's like what would be the equivalent of nougat in a cookie? Because like a sandwich cookie
Um,
maybe,
what's
but
it like an ice cream sandwich or one of the, I think it's called a whoopie something or other, where you have two chocolate
yeah,
cookies and you put some
like the
uh
marshmallow fluff stuff.
fluff in between. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. I It depends on the company, because it's either a choco pie or a moon pie or like a whoopie pie or something. But like, I think that's just the company name. But it's all the same thing. Like, might be
But
slightly
now that
different.
I've said ice cream sandwich, I want to go with ice cream sandwich because, you know, cold.
From the
And
wilds of the north.
yes, yes.
So okay, so we have Evan the ice cream sandwich with some honey in it, and and Nessa the peanut butter cookie with some honey.
Evan, the honey ice cream sandwich. Yes, honey ice cream is delicious.
That sounds like it would be awesome.
Yes, and Summerled is the Monster Munchies madness.
Summerlin is Eminem. Uh, oh wow.
Yes, it's other.
M
And
M
just
cubed.
for bonus round, what would Ulf be, and what would Nessa's mentor Ragna be?
Oh god. I mean, I haven't seen mint chip be a cookie, but that's the sort of thing that would make sense for Ulf, because it's like just a regular nice cookie with like a little bit of like the menthol and stuff because cold and whatever. Yeah. Ragna though.
I went to Ragna to be a scone.
Yeah, that works. That works. What kind
So,
of scone though? Because like a personal favorite is orange and cranberry, but they wouldn't have had oranges at that point because of trade, I don't think. Yeah. Yeah, they wouldn't have had oranges by that point. They might. Here, what's the range of cranberries? Now that I'm thinking about it, because you know we're a botany
they like
stream here.
bogs.
Hmm? Oh yeah, that's true. Heather flowers are a flavoring in some things though. Sometimes.
And Ragna is tart.
There's that.
Do they have apples?
Okay, I'm typing a native range of CR, and the first result is native range of crystals. Like, what?
Okay.
Oh, cranberry is a Native American fruit from the Appalachians. Okay, good to know.
Did not know.
Hmm. Apples domesticated in Kazakhstan. Okay. They would have had hazelnuts. I know that much. I don't know about that
Ugh,
far north,
can't stand hazelnuts.
but I don't know about that far north, but it would have been a seasonal thing. And we're back. Hopefully. Maybe. Maybe. Sorta. Sorta, kinda.
Also, there we go. We have
Hey. Come on now. But yeah, okay. Maybe? Oh, what are you doing, man? Alright. Maybe. Is it alive? Okay. I see it doing things now. Yay. Awesome. Jeez. Ah! Okay. Back to this.
So we propose that Ragna is either a cranberry walnut or a cranberry apple spoon.
Either would work. I mean, apparently, what is it? Scientists. Ah! Okay. Scientists believe Scotland's loneliest apple tree dates back to the Ice Age. So, yeah. Scientists believe a lone apple tree on an uninhabited Hebridean island may date back to the end of the last Ice Age. The crabapple tree on Moor was discovered growing on the windswept cliff face in 2003, but its presence has proved a mystery as there are no known native apple trees or Malus sylvestris on the nearest islands of Lewis, Harris, and Northost. Now,
okay, crabby apple works for Ragna, but I don't think like humans can eat those actually.
I don't know. Maybe. Actually. Okay, let me. Sharing the thing.
The first thing that's coming up when we start putting can humans eat is can humans eat grass? Number 2 is can humans eat acorns? And number 3 is can humans eat dog food?
Yeah. Yeah. Also, catnip, cat food, raw meat, bamboo, dog treats, hay, and oh yeah, there's another acorn one. So there's acorns and then acorns raw. Like, why would you want to though? I don't know.
Okay, crab apples are safe to eat, but
the seeds aren't.
They're usually too tart to eat raw.
Yeah. Yeah, they're usually too tart. The seeds are toxic, but then most of the time seeds are toxic. But it's one of those that you can kind of stew it and it goes a little better than if you're just trying to eat it by itself. Admittedly. Yeah. Huh. Cool. Yeah.
18. the AirPods are down to like 10% because we've
Yes.
only been on for like over 3 hours at this point.
That's just nice. A nice short stream. It's fine. Well, that being said, yeah, admittedly, all the talk of cookies and stuff, I am getting kind of hungry now, so it's probably a good spot to leave it.
Is there anyone you want to raid? Oh, Sneak Sweetie just went live.
Oh, yay. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna shift, but okay, I'll just unplug this. There we go. Slightly different angle now. Yeah. So, thank you very much for being awesome sauce and hanging out and doing all the fun things. Let me just.
Thank you. It was a good time.
Yeah. It's good times. Yes. Snack, where is you?
And we send the hugs because they must be sent.
Okay, one sec. It is how you spell name, right? Sort of. Ah! No. Let me type the code properly, dang it! Maybe. Hugs! There we go. Jeez. Okay.
Yay, hugs. It should just like intuit what you want at this point.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's presumably loading. I just want to make sure that I got the spelling right before hitting enter, because otherwise. Because I know for a while it was snack instead of snake, but. And you changed it. Yeah, we're good. Okay. Alright. Grab your raid message thingamabobble. And we go! Because snake is cool. And stuff.
Zoom! Off like unto a herd of turtles.
I like that imagery. We're good with we're good with that imagery. That's fine. A herd of turtles is fabulous. I'm trying to think of a pun and not coming up with anything. Alright. All the more reason to end stream. thank you for hanging out and being awesome. I will see you later, either on the YouTubes or on the Twitch on Thursday, or Discord, or any number of other social media things. Until then, have a great rest of your day. I will see you later. Bye.
Have a good day.
Have a good day. Bye.